Guess who's back? You are something else, dude. I told you I'd be back. Honestly, I was hoping these clips would go away. Is that how you really feel? Yeah, it is. Or is it that deep down, you know that without me, you'd have nothing to look forward to? Don't worry, I'm here for you, bro. I'll make sure you have at least some form of companionship. Because that's probably all you're gonna get. Who doesn't love a good plate of chicken tenders and fries? This version was just something I was craving in my head, so I had to make it reality. It's a simple breaded and fried chicken tender coated in a Sichuan flavored glaze. Then I pair it with a homemade spicy ranch, which I think might be the best part of the whole meal. But let's get started with the chicken. I just have a couple of chicken breasts here. I would use more if I had them, but this is all that was in my freezer. I'm cutting them into about 1-inch thick strip shapes, pretty self-explanatory. Try to make them a roughly even thickness, or at least an even mass, so they cook relatively evenly. And I always try to marinate chicken that I'm going to fry if I have the opportunity. This is usually best done with a buttermilk marinade, although I try to avoid buying buttermilk because I usually waste a lot of it. So here's my little hack. I start with about 1.5 cups of water, and then I add about 3 tablespoons of this buttermilk powder that I can keep in my fridge and it'll last a long time. In the past though, I would just dump it straight in and it would clump up, so I'm doing it through a sieve first. It's going to help it evenly dissolve better. I'm just whisking that until it's cohesive. But one thing the buttermilk powder is missing is the fat from actual buttermilk. I'm going to replenish that with like 1/2 cup of heavy cream, which is easy to keep in the fridge. You could also do whole milk if you have that. And then for some additional tenderizing, I have the rest of this jar of pickle juice. It's not that much, so I'm going to supplement with some kimchi juice as well. Maybe like 3/4 cup in total of acidic juice. The kimchi juice brings some nice flavor as well. Then I'm just going to season simply with a few pinches of salt and then a little bit of MSG. And for some optional heat, I'm squirting in a good bit of sriracha, but you can do whatever you want. Hot sauce works as well. Whisk all that together, and that's a more shelf-stable version of a buttermilk marinade. I'm going to add in all my chicken tenders and make sure they're evenly coated, and then I can stick that in my fridge for a few hours. Overnight is okay as well. And while that's going on, we can prep our dry dredge. It's pretty simple. It's just going to be even parts of all-purpose flour and potato starch, or you could use cornstarch. You could go crazy with the seasonings. Sometimes I do, but this time I'm just doing some salt, MSG, and pepper, and then some Cajun seasoning for good luck. I was going to add some beef bouillon powder, but I forgot to. And now for a title ingredient in this recipe, some Sichuan peppercorns. These are some of the best ingredients you can keep on hand. You can find these at Asian markets. I'm taking about a couple of tablespoons and adding them to a dry pan and toasting them over medium heat for like 4 minutes. Just brings out more of their flavor. You definitely don't want to darken or burn them, so be careful. Then you could use a mortar and pestle, or in my case, I'm using a spice grinder and just grinding this into a powder. This is what brings that signature numbing flavor to any dish that you add it to. I'm adding about half that, or like a tablespoon, to this dry dredge and saving the rest for later. Whisk that together until cohesive, and you can set this aside. We might as well make the spicy ranch while we're at it. That's going to start with 2 parts of good old mayo and 1 part of sour cream, maybe 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup respectively. And traditionally you would add buttermilk here as well, but I'm going to use the same hack and use this powder, like 2 tablespoons going through a sieve to make sure it incorporates evenly. Then I'm grating in a clove of garlic and then adding some herbs. If you can find them all fresh, that's best, but you can't always do that, so I always keep the dried on hand. I found fresh parsley, but I had to add dried dill and dried chives. And then for seasonings, I'm doing like 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper for spice. Also another teaspoon of chipotle chili powder if you have it. Then about 1/2 teaspoon each of onion powder and freshly ground black pepper. A good pinch of salt, and then a little squeeze of lemon juice for brightness. Whisk all that together, and by the end, mine was very thick because we didn't use any liquid buttermilk. That's usually what's used to gauge the consistency of the ranch. I'm just going to use whole milk instead to do that. You could also just use water, but adjust any flavorings that you want. More salt for more flavor, or some more cayenne pepper if you want it more spicy. This stuff is good for anything, so make a lot of it. Now to get frying, I have my cast iron Dutch oven that I'm going to add some neutral oil to, about halfway up the pan, and of course I have my candy thermometer to keep temperature. Once that reaches about 375, I'm going to start by frying some fries. I keep these waffle fries in my freezer, so anytime I'm frying something, it's nice to throw these in because it's the best way to have them. I let those go for like 5 to 6 minutes, just agitating them so they don't stick. Once they're just starting to brown, I pull them out and dump them on a wire rack to drain. You gotta immediately season them with salt. and I'm also going in with some sweet Cajun seasoning for extra flavor. Make as many of those as you want, and in the meantime we can bread up our chicken tenders. They just go from the wet marinade into the dry and just make sure it's evenly coated. I always reverse my dry hand and wet hand, so my hands have to be crossed like this. But once they're evenly coated, we're going to go back into the wet marinade so we get a double coating. And finally, one more round in the dry and really make sure every crevice is filled. At this stage, I squeeze in the flour to the chicken to make sure it adheres. It's supposed to give you a crispier texture. I'm not the best at breading fried stuff, but this is okay. And while that oil is coming back up to temperature, it's a good idea to use one of these skimmers, which I'll link below, to get off any of the debris. This is the kind of stuff that if left in the oil will burn and make it taste bitter. But when you're ready to add the chicken, just lay it away from you. I'm doing like half at a time, so 3 to 4 strips. Just break that up with your spider and make sure nothing is sticking, but be careful with it. At between 350 to 375 Fahrenheit, this will take anywhere from 7 to 9 minutes. The best practice is to come in with an instant read thermometer and make sure it's reading like 155 Fahrenheit. Chicken breast meat is very easy to overcook, and you can tell if you even go a few degrees over, so be very careful. But when they're done, they'll get the same treatment as the fries onto a wire rack and adding salt and Cajun seasoning. Those are all kept in a warm oven while everything else cooks, by the way. The last thing we need to do is make the Sichuan glaze for the chicken, which you could have done while it was marinating. Into a non-stick pan, I'm adding 2 tablespoons each of soy sauce and hoisin sauce. Then a tablespoon or 2 of honey or brown sugar and a tablespoon of rice vinegar. Then I'm adding a tablespoon of chili crisp because I like it. I'm gonna grate in 1 more clove of garlic and also a little bit of ginger, like a teaspoon. I actually couldn't find any, so I'm using some ginger paste, which is a great hack to have in the fridge. And lastly, that remaining tablespoon of toasted Sichuan peppercorns. This might be a little strong and a little too numbing if you don't like that, so maybe go with like half of this and see if it's good. But this gets stirred over low heat and you're just trying to reduce it a bit so it's a little thicker. You could do that with a cornstarch slurry, but I think just a few minutes over low heat will do the trick. Once you can draw very solid lines through it with a spatula and it doesn't fill within a few seconds, you're good. That can sit aside for a while until you need it. But when the chicken is done, it's best to take a pastry brush and brush the sauce on it. If it's something like wings, especially if they're not breaded, you can just toss them in the sauce, but if you do that with these tenders, it'll break up the breading too much. So carefully brush that on all sides of the chicken until you run out of sauce. And that's it. It's not a super small amount of work for the result that you get, but it's definitely worth it. I'm going to plate up a few chicken strips with a good handful of fries, and of course that spicy ranch. Again, there's nothing like a good plate of chicken tenders, and it's nice to have a little twist of flavor on it. Let's get to the taste test. This is where my young, picky self and my current adult self get along. Nothing like some good old-fashioned chicken tenders and fries with some ranch, but of course this is a little bit more interesting version with all the extra flavors and spice that we added. I definitely waited too long taking pictures, so it's probably not going to be as crispy as it should be, but hopefully there's still some left. Cheers. Bro, that's everything I wanted out of this. Man, I really love that numbing effect of the Sichuan peppercorns. The chicken is super crispy, but I still have some issues keeping the breading sticking on. I thought the double coating would help, but it kind of even made it worse. I know people say to drip in some of the wet batter into the dry to keep flaky around it and it'll help adhere, but I've done that before and I still have issues. But regardless, that amazing flavor is still there, so that's all that matters in this case. Any kind of glazy sauce that you paint onto the outside of fried chicken is going to be good, but I think one of the best ways to do it is with this Sichuan flavor profile. Of course, got to get a fry too. Yeah, they definitely lost their crisp sitting so long. Oh well. I think that's a win. I hope you try this if you like making fried chicken at home. It's worth it. I've talked about this kind of in passing in videos over the past couple of years. I haven't really settled into a niche with this channel, even though I've been making videos for several years now. And of course, the advice of everyone is just to make what you enjoy doing, and I agree with that. And what I've always said is I really enjoy making these long form videos like this, even though they're not typically what gets most views on my channel. I do make shorts, and I've always made shorts, but they've always been kind of a back burner thing. Just kind of pulled out of the long form video just to make a short out of it. But in recent months, I've kind of done a few videos where I just do the whole recipe in a short where I voice over it. I started those because a sponsor that I work for has had me make those videos for them, and I've just doubled the content on my channel. I've kind of surprisingly enjoyed doing them that way. They're a little less work than these, and they have performed better than these by a wide margin. I'm just a millennial trying to hold on to my generation, I guess. But I always want to hear from you. If you're watching my channel, then you obviously have some form of a stake in this. You care about it, at least to some extent. Maybe I can shift to making more short videos and then just have the long form videos whenever I get around to them, or if I'm doing like a certain event or something like the date night I did for my friends a couple of years ago. I don't know, just food for thought, but I'm still very passionate about this. I still love doing this channel, but it can be good to shake things up and try something else to see if it's more successful. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Be blessed, and I'll see you next time. I'm making that ranch and putting it on pancakes. I don't care.